Good morning, everyone. I am back on the boat, and yeah, came back here. She's still where I left her. Everything is just fine. And that was a bit nerve-wracking, actually, the first time leaving the boat behind. Now I kind of get what sailors go through when they like go on trips and they come back and they see the boat floating there, and they always think, well, at least I thought, oh, is it floating a bit different? You know, does the port side look lower than the starboard side? Like, what's going on? But yeah, it was just fine. Everything was fine. I don't know. I only left it for like 4 days. But today we are getting back to work. The reception here is so dodgy. But this morning I just got like 1,000 messages, including a lot of worried ones, because I hadn't replied to anybody from yesterday, but I didn't get any of the messages till this morning, including one message from a Steven Kampf, who I'm assuming that's a German name, but he sent me $350 for power tools. That's crazy. Steven, thank you so much. That is so rad. I am going to put your name on every one of the new batteries I bought to remind myself of the support I'm getting from you guys. That is so cool. That is just so yeah, that pays for the new batteries I bought twice over. Actually, more than twice over. So yeah, I'll be putting your name on another power tool, whatever comes up next. And yeah, on the batteries, and I think that's a cool way for myself to like remember that this is a really like a fan funded project, that you guys are making all of this possible. Like, I mean, I'm working, don't get me wrong, and I'm working hard, and I'm getting every side gig and financial help from any kind of thing I could possibly do, but a huge portion, the majority of the budget, is made up from Patreon, from random donations, from people looking at the merch store, from the sponsors. So it's all mostly from YouTube. And yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you. Huge thank you to Steven, and a huge thank you to you guys on Patreon. You guys have been just angels. I know that communication is not my specialty. Again, the reception is dodgy. So just big thanks. So thankful. I can't believe that some people are willing to do that. It's so cool. Anyway, got myself a to-do list, and it's time to get today started.
Probably untie first, eh? Can you sit? Come on. Well, yeah, your ass is hanging out of the boat. Take your ass down. Okay. Morning, Vern. Morning. Made it safe and sound. Well, here's that big 30 amp connect. You got company.
Oh. Looking for a way in here.
No snacks in here for you, young man. That's the thing people don't realize. Gabriolans have big fences around all their places. And it's not to keep anyone out. It's to keep the deer out. There are so many deer on this island. They kind of take the place over. At least they're not after your wires. So is that aluminum or is that copper?
Or is that solid copper though?
It looks like aluminum to me. It's gray.
Yeah, but the wire inside, there's 3 strands, you only need 2, right?
Yeah.
There you're in. See if you can
So that looks like 30 feet.
I mean, it's deep,
Nice.
but it's you can put how much insulation for you.
Oh, and the insulation on the outside, and oh, it's nice. It's sealed off from one another.
Yeah,
That's perfect, Vern.
and then the lid is under here somewhere.
So where did you put this on the?
Well, it was on my other boat.
Oh, on your other boat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
And sand it, and you
Okay.
see the angle,
yeah. Okay.
and it'll taper away. There you go.
Oh, that's nice and big, Vern.
I mean, you know, even if you make that your freezer, and if you put 6 inches insulation,
Well, look, Vern. I don't even have to make it top mounting. I'll put hinges on it. We can turn this into a regular fridge.
yeah, but
Good boy. Here, I'll get up first. What is huge? In case you need something real big. Right, so I'm helping Vern today haul off some metal, and we're also going to pick up that aluminum pipe thanks to the donation this morning, and we're going to use that to mount the wind generators. So, off to a productive day in Nanaimo. Good morning. I had to get up today at 5 a.m. because we had one of those crazy tides, and every once in a while this bay gets a tide where this boat is completely dried out. So the water is a few feet off my bow, and yeah, so I was able to get out there, and one of the main things I wanted to do was to pull up the anchor. So the anchor that's currently being used is a big, huge, old school galvanized thing, and it's actually in really good shape. So I didn't want to just leave it in the muck and mud to be destroyed over the winter while it just sits there. And instead, I found another anchor at Vern's place, dropped that in, and tied it up. And I pulled my other anchor up onto deck, so I'll be cleaning that out, or maybe I'll just leave it for the rain to do. Either way, it needs some cleaning. And I didn't really get any of that on footage because it was pitch black, but the advantage is I did get one good photo. So I got a little star shot, so I'll share that right now. It's kind of cool to get out of your boat and just like walk around it. It was a really weird experience. I can't wait to have this thing on the hard. It just gives you so much mobility on the outer hulls. Like, we'll be able to get so much done so much faster once it's hauled out. But I'm not doing that yet. I'm not hauling it out because fiberglass doesn't set at any... Well, we're having a few days here where it's slightly warm enough, but soon those days won't be happening at all. So yeah, there's no point in hauling it out if I can't get fiberglass to set. I'm not just going to pay $700 a month to store it all winter long on the hard, when I can do all the same work here. It's just a little bit inconvenient riding the dinghy back and forth, but considering the moorage here is free, yeah, I'm going to take that up on it and spend that money on parts and materials and stuff that I need, because as you guys are probably aware, the budget for this boat ain't great. So we're gonna make do, we're gonna make it happen. So let's make it happen. Let's get to work. By the way, these lights hung like this, that's temporary. Eventually I'm gonna have conduits that run along here that contain all of my electrical. And then behind that I'll have forced air induction, actually probably on this side. It'll be the same on both sides, just a slanted section that kind of reminds me of Star Trek lights. And we're gonna have those all throughout the ship, but I didn't want to put them up because this roof is getting torn off eventually. So yeah, we're gonna wait till the roof is done, and then I can lay in those conduits, and then we can lay in lights like this behind the conduits, behind some plexiglass, and it's gonna look so good. So this generator, although it runs, not very well, but it runs, isn't producing any power. So a cool trick I found online, apparently, is if you put a corded drill into the generator outlet and spin it while the generator is running, you can reestablish the something or other that does the something or other. The field, the electromagnetic field, I guess. So I guess after these things sit for a really long time, they lose their field, and then they have trouble reestablishing it. Wow, this one's really torquey, so hopefully it works. Alright. Well, apparently my drill's not strong enough for that job. I was getting a little bit of voltage, but I think I have to get all the way up to 120. And I only got up to like 60. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. It's a nice generator, kinda. I mean, it's nice because it's free. Be nice to get it running. I want a generator on board for emergencies, so be nice. Alright, well, the rain slowed things down a little bit, and I'm kind of expecting that now because getting towards, I mean, it should be raining all the time by this point, but it's not. So we're doing pretty good, actually. It had a really hot, dry summer here in BC, so it's nice to kind of cash in on that. You know, it's been kind of terrible for the forest fires, but it's been pretty good for me because I've had all these days of sunshine and been able to get a lot of fiberglass work, so. I'm gonna make a little bit of dinner and then I'm gonna head over to Vern's and just edit some of these episodes because I'm really behind right now. I think I'm like 4 episodes behind. Yeah, 4 episodes behind. It's not, I don't know, it's been worse in the past, but it's doing pretty good right now. It's just with the build, a lot of you guys are giving me so much advice and I really appreciate that. The advice has been at times really useful. However, you gotta know, here's the thing, I'm getting way more advice than I ever did before for anything I've ever done before. So it must be you guys are really into this, and I know all of you mean well and you all like want me to succeed, and my heart goes out to you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. The thing is, you guys all contradict each other. Every single piece of advice I've gotten has been different from the next. So like, you can understand how that could be a little confusing. And I also make a lot of mistakes, you know, and I do things my own way, and I launch myself at things full tilt, and that's just how I do things because I have found from my personal experience of traveling around and doing these things that I've done so far, that if I do all the research and try to do everything perfect, it never gets done. It never gets done because there's always something else to cast doubt on your decisions. There's constantly another piece of research that, and I mean, I will be the first to say that I have made far from the right decision most of the time. So really, like, this isn't about being right, because I won't be right about most of this. My ship won't be the lightest, fastest, safest, everythingest ship out there, but it will be sailing, and it'll be sailing sooner than most of you think. For that, I think that my set of skills is exactly what this ship needs. Yeah. So that's it. On a rainy day, I'm just gonna make a little bit of dinner and I'm gonna cut it off right there. And I wanna say a huge thank you to you guys for your support so far. A huge thank you for all the comments and the messages. I didn't mean to bring a downer on that, but like, it has been great reading all of them, and you guys write me big, long personal messages and I read all of them. It just takes me a while to reply to them because I have no reception at the boat. So I'll get reception for a second, get all your messages, and then I can't reply because I've lost reception again. If you want to reach me, email's the best, because then I can email you back. So finding.simon.styles or findingsimonstyles@gmail.com. I don't think the dots matter. I think it's just findingsimonstyles@gmail.com. You can send me an email there and let me know what I could do better, or, you know, like some advice or some experience, or hey, like there's this thing happening, you should check it out, or, you know, just don't send me pictures because I can't load them most of the time. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and thank you for your support. God, it's gonna be one hell of a project. I'm seeing some of the tasks I gotta do in the next couple weeks, and I'm really excited. All right, good night. Thanks for watching. This build is made possible in no small part thanks to your help. Patreon is the backbone of this project's finances, and there's plenty of cool perks there. If you'd rather make a one-time donation, there's a PayPal link in the description as well. There's also an Amazon wish list in the description if you'd rather directly invest in parts I'll need for the build. Lastly, if you'd like to help me build, please get in touch. A day sanding is a day sailing when she launches. Thanks so much.